Imagine creating a sleek tooltip with a smooth sliding animation that wows your audience. Well, today, we're not just imagining, we're building it together. Let's transform a simple block of text into an interactive element with just a few lines of HTML and CSS magic. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to thank all my amazing patrons on Patreon. Your support means the world to me and helps keep this channel alive. If you're interested in supporting and getting exclusive coding projects like this one, head over to my Patreon account. Alright, now let's get to the good stuff. Moving to the body section, where the main content starts. Here, we use a single h1 tag to display the text hover. This heading acts as the trigger for our tooltip. We wrap it with a class tooltip container. To make it a tooltip parent, directly beneath it, we add a div with the class tooltip containing the text, "This is a tooltip." This div is our tooltip content that will appear when you hover over the heading. Simple, clean, and beginner-friendly. Now, let's dive into the CSS part of this project, where the magic happens. First, we'll start by resetting the styles for the entire page, and then move into styling the tooltip itself. We begin by styling the body. The body tag holds the entire page's content, and here we apply font family Arial sans serif, which sets the font to Arial, a clean and easy-to-read typeface. This ensures our text looks nice and consistent across browsers. Then we set the background color of the page using background color light gray. This is a very light gray shade, which provides a clean and neutral backdrop for the tooltip, making the content stand out more. To ensure everything is perfectly centered on the page, we use display flex, which makes it easy to center the elements both horizontally and vertically. Next, justify content, center and align items. Center makes sure the content is aligned in the middle of the page. Finally, we set height 100 VH to ensure the content fills the entire vertical height of the viewport. Margin 0 removes any default margin from the body, so everything is flush with the edges. Moving on to the tooltip container class, which is the parent of our heading and tooltip. We give it a position, relative, to make sure that the tooltip is positioned relative to this container, allowing us to easily position the tooltip where we want it later. The display inline block property ensures that the container only takes up as much space as needed, and allows the text inside to flow naturally. We want to make the heading stand out, so we set font size 3 rem, which makes the text much larger and bolder than usual. The font weight bold ensures the text is thick and noticeable, and we set the color to a vibrant green that draws attention without being too harsh on the eyes. We also add cursor pointer, which changes the cursor to a hand when hovering over the text, indicating that it is interactive. Next, let's talk about the tooltip. This is the hidden content that will appear when the user hovers over the heading. To position the tooltip, we use position absolute. This removes the tooltip from the normal flow of the document and allows us to position it exactly where we want, relative to its parent container. We set bottom 120% to position it just above the heading, and left 50% ensures that it is horizontally centered, relative to the parent. However, we also need to adjust the tooltip's position a bit to ensure it's perfectly aligned with the heading. So we use transform, translate x 50%, which shifts the tooltip left by 50% of its width. This helps to center it exactly over the heading. To give the tooltip a slight offset effect for the sliding animation, we also apply translate y 10 pixel, which shifts it slightly down when it's in its initial hidden state. Now, let's style the appearance of the tooltip. We set the background color to rich blue color, and the text inside the tooltip is set to color white so that the text contrasts nicely against the blue background. We also add padding 10 pixel 15 pixel to give the tooltip some breathing space inside and make it look less cramped. The border radius 8 pixel 2 adds rounded corners to the tooltip, making it look more modern and smooth. We add font size 1 rem. This makes the font inside the tooltip a bit smaller, ensuring that the text fits well within the tooltip without looking too large. Then, we apply white space wrap. This property ensures that the text inside the tooltip doesn't break into multiple lines, keeping it in a single line and preserving the tooltip's design integrity. If the text is too long for the tooltip, it will be cut off, but it prevents awkward text wrapping. Finally, we add box shadow. This creates a subtle shadow around the tooltip with the value 0 for pixel 8 pixel. The shadow helps the tooltip stand out against the background, giving it a more polished and three-dimensional look. For the initial state, we set the tooltip to be invisible. This is achieved using opacity 0 and visibility hidden. By default, we don't want the tooltip to be visible, and these properties make sure it's hidden when not hovered. To make the tooltip appear with a smooth effect, we apply a transition property to both opacity and transform. The transition, opacity 0.4 second ease, transform 0.4 second ease, ensures that both the fading inlets and sliding up of the tooltip happens smoothly over 0.4 seconds with an easing effect. Now, let's add an arrow to the tooltip using the after pseudo element. This is a clever way to create a small triangle pointing downwards, which makes it look like the tooltip is attached to the heading. We set content blank because we don't need any text inside the arrow, but we do need to style it to look like a triangle. Position absolute places the arrow at the bottom of the tooltip, and left 50% ensures that it's centered. We use transform, translate x-50% to fine-tune its positioning. Then, we create the triangular shape using border width 8 pixel. Border style, solid, and border color blue, and the followed with transparent, transparent, transparent. This creates a triangle pointing down with the same blue color as the tooltip. Finally, the magic happens when you hover over the tooltip container. We use the hover pseudo class to apply styles to the tooltip when the user hovers over the heading. When the tooltip container is hovered, the tooltip inside it changes its opacity to 1 and visibility to visible, making it appear on screen. The transform translate Y0 brings the tooltip upwards from its initial position, creating the sliding effect. This smooth transition gives the tooltip a polished, professional feel. Once the code is complete, save it and open the file in your browser. Hover over the heading that says Hover Me, and you'll see the tooltip sliding up with a beautiful animation. It's super clean and responsive. Try tweaking the colors or the tooltip position to make it your own. Alright, that wraps up today's tutorial on creating a sliding tooltip effect. I hope you found it helpful and easy to follow. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your coding buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future tutorials. And if you want exclusive access to projects like this one, check out my Patreon page. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy coding, everyone!